Good afternoon. On the big match today, a match from the top of the First Division, one from the top of the Second, and the match to decide the Championship in Scotland. For First Division leaders Everton and their manager Howard Kendall, they'd be happy for this season to run and run. It's been congratulations and kisses all the way. And no wonder, with a team undefeated in 1985, on course for an amazing treble, starting the day 9 points clear at the top and now at home to Norwich City. In Scotland, Aberdeen's fans were in party mood, knowing that a point against Celtic this weekend would be good enough to wrap up their championship. Goal action from there. But first we start with Oxford United, already up to the First Division, but wanting to leave the Second as champions. And here's a nice touch from the Leeds United fans at Ellen Road yesterday afternoon, our commentator, Peter Brackley.
The Ellen Road crowd salutes the graduates of Oxford United, a First Division place for the first time in their history, and this, remember, the club that 3 years ago were on the brink of closure. It's one of football's most endearing stories, and for their manager Jim Smith, well, it must be an incredible feeling.
Well, it hasn't even sunk in really yet that we are in the First Division next year, but having said that, it's a fantastic feeling, and the tremendous pleasure I get is not only for myself and my family, is for everybody connected in Oxford United's small staff and players, but everybody in Oxfordshire. That's what thrills me more than anything, is the pleasure we've given the people of Oxfordshire.
How anxious are you now to take one more step and clinch the championship too?
Very anxious. Obviously we've been sidetracked a little bit away since Wednesday on that objective, but our number one aim is to win the championship, because we want to get that cup and we want to get them medals.
Well, Jim Smith has decided on a change today from the side that made promotion a certainty on Wednesday. Peter Rhodes-Brown preferred to Brian McDermott, and on the substitutes bench, Andy Thomas, his first appearance in the Oxford 12 since he broke a leg 16 months ago. Leeds United, it would seem, have left it too late for a promotion place now, but their crop of young and very promising youngsters are maturing fast. Gary Hampson has recovered from an injured knee, so Leeds are unchanged from last week's draw at Brighton. Today's referee is Alan Saunders from Newcastle. It's a bitterly cold afternoon in Yorkshire as Oxford United going for the championship kick-off, attacking the goal to our left in the first half. In tremendous form at the moment, 6 straight wins behind them. But against a Leeds side, anxious to prove to their supporters that they're on a par with the leading clubs, and I'm certainly impressed with their performance last week at Brighton. And while there is still an outside hope of promotion, well, you can be assured that they'll pursue it with every vigour. Jones. Now Rhodes-Brown. Owen was in very quickly. It's great. Owen. What a fine season he's had for Leeds United. One of the very promising youngsters in the side. There was another one right now for Baird. And Briggs, who came across. Being a half clearance really then by Hibbert. And here's Gary Hampson. Lorimer, not offside. A chance here for Leeds. Baird couldn't quite turn it in. I think Oxford there anticipating the offside flag. But Lorimer was allowed to go on. And Ian Baird, new man from Southampton, very nearly gave Leeds the lead there. Lorimer with the cross, spotting Baird coming in at the far post, and he couldn't keep his header on target. Rhodes-Brown, as goes Aldrich. He was almost away from Linnigan and he was fouled. I think an elbow struck him in the face there. I didn't feel there was any intent on Linnigan's part. Linnigan was certainly aware of Aldridge, and there you see his arm striking him in the face. So there's danger here for Leeds United. Kevin Brock and McDonald taking it quickly. It's beaten away by Mervyn Day. A clever piece of thinking then by McDonald, who so nearly caught Leeds United out. McDonald has scored 6 times this season, which is a fair return for a fullback, and he was very close to adding to his tally there. Another free kick to Oxford. McDonald with the free kick. Away by Aspin. Most of the pressure in these first 10 minutes or so is coming from Oxford. Already promoted and desperate to go up in style. Now Lorimer, probing a little further forward. Tommy Wright. Sheridan, Hampson, a great deal of space here. Can he exploit it? Wright's header, great save! Tommy Wright got tremendous power behind that flicked header. It seemed to be arrowing into the corner, and Hardwick somehow got across. Magnificent save by the goalkeeper. And there's no doubt that Steve Hardwick has been one of the reasons that Oxford have done so well this season. Breaks away for the corner. He's kept 17 clean sheets in the league this season, Steve Hardwick. And Jim Smith feels that perhaps he hasn't had all the credit that he should have had this season. He really has been very consistent indeed. Leeds still piling on the pressure. Lorimer's corner. Baird was in there. Strong and aggressive Ian Baird. Half an hour gone, no goals, but plenty of enterprising football from both sides. McDonald. Here's Aldridge, couldn't turn Aspin. Sheridan looking through the middle there for Sellers. Got through well. Well, he's got 3 goals in his last 3 games, Scott Sellers. And he wasn't far away from adding to that tally there. Sheridan's pass picking him out so well. Good control here too from Sellers, and hitting it on the volley. Baird. The Oxford players claiming that he handled that. The referee says play on. Lorimer and towards Wright. Again, the commanding figure of Briggs. People talk about the attacking qualities, and rightly that they should, of this Oxford side. But they also defend extremely well too. And they've defended confidently enough here to deny Leeds a goal in the first half. No goals, an interesting first half, with some quality moments. McDonald almost sneaking in a free kick for Oxford, and Steve Hardwick at the Oxford goal at the other end, having to make a couple of fine saves too. At half-time, there's no score. First meeting of the two sides at the Manor finished 5-2 to Oxford back in November. Leeds were leading 2-1 at half-time. I wonder if the second half today will be as exciting. The two teams still with plenty to play for. Breaks away. Sheridan trying to weave his way through. With too many yellow shirts in the way. Here's 5-2 it finished to Oxford. John Aldridge got a hat-trick that day. Brock. Under pressure from Wright, giving it away. Now Irwin. The Ellen Road crowd urging Leeds forward. Here's Gray. They really must win today to keep alive even their faint hopes. Sheridan chipping it through. And Heaven taking no chances there. As Hardwick came racing out of his 6-yard area. Right. Langan. Brock beaten by Gray. Off goes Baird. Can they stretch Oxford here? Baird going on all the way, and a goal! Great run by Baird, and what a finish. Explosive run then by Baird. Set on his way by Frankie Gray, and Baird shot just beyond the outstretched arms of Steve Hardwick. It's his third goal for Leeds, and it could be a very important one indeed. Well, that really has got the crowd buzzing now. 68 minutes gone, and it's Oxford a goal down here at Elland Road. Well, it's just an outside chance that Leeds United can force themselves into the promotion frame. Those fans believe that Leeds can do it, and while there's hope, well, they'll keep persevering. I don't think there's any doubt that Leeds will have to win their last 4 matches to stand any chance at all. And a win here over Oxford United will do nicely for starters. Frankie Gray. This is Hampson. Sheridan to Gray. There, the goal scorer. Gray found Lorimer. Splendid control. Well, he shielded the ball. What with, I'm not sure, but he shielded it anyway. It's an Oxford throw. And they've got to find an extra gear from somewhere, Oxford, if they're to save this game. Aldridge put into change. Hibbert couldn't get away from Aspin, who then held him back. Aspin felt he'd lost it then. And just look at the delight of those fans. So Rhodes-Brown goes off, and on comes Andy Thomas. What a return to league football for him. He's been out since January of last year after a very bad broken leg. McDonald chipping the free kick through, and the whistle had gone. Aldridge, away by Linnigan. Given away by Shock. Right, now could this be 2? Exemplary goalkeeping then by Hardwick to deny Tommy Wright. Set free then by an astute pass by Sellers, and off the legs of the goalkeeper. Such promise from Tommy Wright, and he'll be disappointed there that he couldn't tuck that one away. Lorimer. Sheridan. It's a Leeds throw. Lost only twice at home this season, Leeds. To 2 of the promotion rivals too, so those defeats may well prove very costly. Beaten by Portsmouth and by Birmingham. That was the last time they lost at home, in fact back in December. Leeds just 4 minutes away now from what could be A very important victory for them. Certainly emphasised to their supporters what they're capable of. Gray's cross came off McDonald. Or did it? No. The referee says goal kick. We're now deep into time added on for stoppages. The victory for Leeds United that keeps alive their outside hopes of promotion.
Indeed, as Peter says, that result does give Leeds just a fleeting chance, at any rate, of promotion in a situation that's had so many twists and turns in the last month. Yesterday, for example, Manchester City forced their way clear in third place. A great win that at Portsmouth, who faltered again. As did Blackburn Rovers, who lost at Charlton. It really is beginning to look like the top three there will be the three to go up. Such a week for Oxford then, not least because of a running battle apparently between their chairman and the local council about help over ground improvements or a new stadium. Indeed, the chairman, Robert Maxwell, telephoned on the ball yesterday to say that Oxford would not play First Division football at the present Manor Ground unless next season, unless the council came up with something like £250,000 worth of help. On the same programme, Jim Smith said he thought it might all be sorted out and that they would. So obviously there's some disagreement in the Oxford camp. All we know is that Oxford have a special meeting tomorrow when the whole future of the club apparently will be sorted out. Coming next, Everton on the trail of that amazing treble and the match to decide the Scottish Championship. It's after the break. Welcome back. And now it's Everton against Norwich City, and at Everton they bluntly refuse to talk about a championship triumph until it becomes one in reality. They still need a few points, they say, and Norwich look as though they need some to be sure of escaping trouble at the other end of the table.
Everton are without two of their biggest influences in midfield. Peter Reid and Kevin Cheney are both injured. Kevin Richardson comes in on the left side, and Alan Harper will take over Reid's role as anchor in the centre. Paul Wilkinson, their recent signing from Grimsby Town, is the Everton substitute. Norwich, meanwhile, adopt a really bold policy today. They plan to play with only three at the back. Dave Watson returning after suspension, Steve Bruce back after injury, and Greg Downs sweeping behind them. They'll have four in the midfield, including their striker John Dean, and then up front Dale Gordon and Louis Donowa to fly down the wings, and Robert Rosario in the middle. Mick Shannon is left out today, and no Asa Hartford, who is suspended. The referee today is George Courtney of Spennymoor, here for the recent epic FA Cup semi-final between Liverpool and Manchester United that finished in that thrilling 2-2 draw. Well, it's a bright spring day here on Merseyside, but a bitter, blustering wind to go with it. As Norwich City will attack the goal to our right, with a good record here at Goodison. They've not been beaten here on their last 5 visits. Ken Brown, their manager, feels they need one more win to make their First Division place secure. Everton, of course, in the meantime, chasing this magnificent treble of First Division Championship, Cup Winners' Cup and FA Cup. Ratcliffe will get it back to Neville Southall. Norwich won here last season 2-0 and deposited Everton to 17th in the First Division. And there were only 14,000 people at Goodison here that day. Foul by Bruce, a free kick to Everton. Gary Stevens will take it as Norwich organise themselves in defence. And an offside. Greg Downs. Gordon's off in pursuit. Van den Hau's there, and there's no margin for error. And in the end, Gordon's half-hit shot was cleared off the line by Mountfield. With the back pass that really caused all the problems. And a goal kick. Well, that could have been a real problem there for Everton in really Norwich's first serious attack. The back pass by Van den Hau was muffed by Southall. There was no margin for error. The keeper was so close to the defender. But Gordon's shot was half hit. Watson's head. It'll be another corner. Stephen will take it. Brandon Howe and Mountfield up from behind. Ratcliffe has stayed back. Brandon Howe with a little chip in there, almost made something, and in the end it was Harper who came steaming in. Away. Ratcliffe. Too high for Watson. Too high for Haylock. And in the end, flipped over by Kevin Richardson. And suddenly everything seemed to be going his way after two Norwich errors, understandable in these conditions, had almost let him in. With the free kick. Andy Gray getting in again. There's Rigby who got it half away. Sharp with the cross once more to Kevin Richardson. And Dale Gordon gets it away for Norwich. Towards Andy Gray. Timed his run perfectly. It was a lovely cross in from Paul Bracewell as well, picking out Gray so well. The breeze took it perfectly for Andy, but his finish wasn't quite what was required. Harper. Haylock. Will it come for Bracewell? Harper again. Played simply and sensibly to Vanden Howe. Gray. Shrugging off two challenges there and finding Richardson. Vanden Howe. Free kick fouled by Dean. Well, in the last minutes of the first half, Everton going to make this advantage with the win behind them count. Discussion there between Ratcliffe and Vanden Howe as to how the kick should be taken. Mountfield again has come up on the far side. It's Ratcliffe who takes it and plants it towards him! And Derek Mountfield, the centre-back who scored so many important goals for Everton, notches number 11 with about 3 minutes to go to half-time. Well, it wasn't Vanden Howe, it was Ratcliffe in the end who hit in that searching free kick. And the big defender coming in late, stooping low, beyond Chris Woods, into the net. So, Derek Mountfield does it again for Everton. Oh, word. That was a boot high by Ratcliffe. Purely accidental, but for all that, it was painful, and it caught Rosario round about the neck, I would have thought. And Rosario is some 6'3". That's a real juddering challenge. You think that Robert Rosario stands 6'3", you could see just how high Kevin Ratcliffe's boot must have been. The whistle had gone fractionally before the collision, so it's Everton's free kick. It's a good shot, and it deflected wickedly, so it was a fine save as well. Richardson really struck it, and some really agile adjustment there. It seemed to just possibly touch Greg Downs. Certainly after that Mountfield goal, the treble still firmly in their sights as we come to an end of a sprawling first half, ending only satisfactorily for Everton when 3 minutes from the interval, Derek Mountfield scored his 11th goal of the season, a fine free kick from Kevin Ratcliffe. Half-time then at Goodison Park, it's Everton 1, Norwich City 0. Well, now it's Everton's turn to battle against the wind as we go into the second half. Everton leading by a goal to 0. All the play now will swing to the other end. Maybe Norwich will add to the one chance that came their way in the first half. Outfield. Now shot. Andy Gray alongside him, Trevor Stephen coming up fast. Here's Trevor Stephen. And a good, well-timed challenge by Bruce. But it's a corner for Everton. Stephen will take it. Outfield again has come up from the back. Rosario's header helped on by Donowa. Bracewell turning it back, that's Haylock's. And then Ratcliffe's header, won by Harper. Brandon Howe. Bruce, good, strong header again. Ratcliffe, a bit of space here again for Kevin Richardson. Blue shirts are up in strength, including Sharp. But in fact, the deflection came off Watson for another Everton corner. Second half only 3 minutes old. Their second corner, Everton. Even though the wind is as strong against them as it was for them in the first half. Flicked on and in by Trevor Stephen. A quick answer as to how Everton would cope with the wind against them, and the answer very comfortably indeed. As the corner came swinging in, always putting them under pressure, a bit too high for Brucey, they may have just got a touch to it, and as he fell, Trevor Stephen hitting it into the roof of the Norwich net. That fell straight for Harper from Gordon, and he in turn finds Andy Gray. Left foot shot, hit with great power too. Much better start to the second half now by Everton. Bruce winning it, and Ratcliffe's header returning it. Stephen up really well against Greg Downs. Here's Bruce back again. Oh, the back pass is a bad one. And Bracewell with a great chance for Everton. And makes it. In the sunshine on the Goodison Park terraces. Distress for Chris Woods, who really had no chance. Once the back pass, I think for Bruce in fact didn't have enough legs on it. There it is. His back pass didn't really make it, and suddenly Bracewell is in a marvellous position. And having got in that position, he kept his head so well, going round Chris Woods. before planting it firmly into the back of the net. 3-0. Sharp with the header. Trevor Stephen taking it on, played into his path beautifully by Andy Gray, but Watson is there, and there's no foul, and another alarm for Norwich is over. But a great burst by Trevor Stephen. Andy Gray, whose shot in is well handled by Chris Woods. Mountfield, this time header, but not Ratcliffe. Donovan trying to get in there, and Mountfield trying to make up for his mistake, but it's Dean now. It's a goal kick. Although it appeared to come from Gary Stevens, it must have just clicked off Dean as he went through. And it's a goal kick to Everton. It's good to see this famous old stadium so well filled now week by week. Outfield. Everton leading by 3 goals to 0. Brandon Howe making the charge for them. Finding Sharp, finding Richardson. It's right across the goal there. Harper very close indeed to making it number 4. It was a splendid move, full of good, cohesive, accurate football, until in the end it comes to Alan Harper, wide of the goal. Substitution to be made. They're taking off Greg Downs and bringing on their 19-year-old substitute, Paul Clayton. He's hoping to add a bit of firepower up front. He's got good memories of this place. He played in an FA Youth Cup final here for Norwich against Everton and scored. That was in 1983. Paul Clayton. Rosario. Watson. Dean. It's a good break here by Clayton. And Donova's shot curling wide of the goal. Nice little break there by the substitutes. Paul Clayton, who's on for Greg Downs. In fairness, the small band of Norwich supporters behind Neville Southall's goal, they really haven't had much to cheer for their long, long journey up from East Anglia. Well, the gentleman there, John Moores, so long a figurehead here at Everton, surely with the biggest blue and white scarf in the whole of Goodison Park. Stevens still battling, aided by Richardson, and now Sharp persuading Vanden Hauwe to get another cross in, which he does. And it's a poor one. Goal kick. Coming up to 2 minutes of time added on. Chris Woods with what is probably the last goal kick of the game. As the final whistle goes, a remarkable Everton record. They haven't been beaten at all in 1985. Their last defeat here was back in December against Chelsea. They never really looked like losing today after Mountfield had put them ahead. And then Trevor Stephen, number 7, scored that goal early in the second half. And Paul Bracewell added another one to shortly afterwards. The final score then here, with Everton another 3 points towards the championship. Everton 3, Norwich City 0.
Well, the Everton manager, Howard Kendall, calls that a big step towards the championship, but he still insists his club need another 5 points to be sure. 11 points clear now with 3 games in hand, but the competition is still pretty hot for the UEFA Cup places immediately behind Everton. At the bottom, Ken Brown of Norwich says it'll now be tricky for them. Stoke are down, of course, really. But the other two relegation places, well, I just wonder where you'd put your money now. Well, in Scotland this weekend, it was a chance for Aberdeen to win the Scottish Championship for the third time in 5 years. They were at home to Celtic, knowing that a draw would put them out of reach of everybody. Here's the goal action then. Aberdeen are in the red strip, and our commentator is Jock Brown.
McGarvey doing well at the byline. Too high for Johnston. And a penalty kick's been given. A penalty kick has been given for a push on Maurice Johnston as the ball came over. Well, drama at Pittodrie. George Smith making clear the reason for it. Billy Stark was the offender. Now this was great play by Frank McGarvey on the right. At the byline, jinking and turning, lofting the ball across. Johnston appeared to be underneath it. He was eased under it there by Billy Stark, and that's why the penalty's been given. So it's Aiken going to respot the ball. And the situation could scarcely be more tense, although Roy Aiken looks calm enough. Aiken, brilliantly struck, and Celtic are ahead. Porteous with the free kick. There's Willie Miller, the equaliser for Aberdeen. And how Miller enjoyed it. 17th minute of the second half, and Miller is mobbed by those delirious Aberdeen players. In came Miller, he timed his run well, the downward header sneaking in at the far post, and Aberdeen are back on level terms.
And 1-1 the final score, a point that in reality gives Aberdeen that title again, so congratulations to them. That's it for this week, a day when there's no doubt we've seen on this programme the champions of England and Scotland. Mind you, Everton still won't admit that, but of course it's only a matter of time before they are doing what Aberdeen did yesterday. Good afternoon.